Everybody who is joining live, and hello anybody who is watching the replay. I am so excited to chat today. Let me get everything refreshed and situated. Make sure my head's not cut off. I think we're good. Hello everybody. I hopped in the comments a little bit early today, and I was able to chat with a few of you, and I made a request. I'm going to say it live so that if you didn't read the comments and you just joined, if your YouTube name is not the same as your first name, at least the first time that you comment, I would love if you said what your first name was. That way I can say your actual name instead of whatever your YouTube name is. But I am so excited to see all of you. Hello. So many friends. Josette, I love that you're awake on the other side of the pond. Genevieve already hopping in with what she is drinking. I will share with you. I am actually having cider. I know you're like, that's not one of your normal go-tos. Normally it's like water, coffee, or wine. But we bought a 6-pack of cider when we were in Austin and we didn't finish it. So I am drinking the last cider that we brought back with us in a Cowboys koozie to keep it cold, because we all know how much I actually drink when we're chatting. And this was the first koozie in the drawer that I grabbed. So that's what I'm drinking. Oh, Megan, I'm so appreciative that you created an account just to chat with us today. Hello, friends. I don't drink alcohol or caffeine. Catherine, praise you. I love both of those things very, very much. Not drinking anything. Ooh, a red blend. Colleen, that sounds delicious. Hello, Kaden. I have seen you say hi multiple times. My brothers are hanging out in the comments today, so I'm gonna have to keep it PG. Let's be real, y'all. I pretty much always keep it PG. I try very hard not to swear on my channel, and I try very hard to keep things PG, for lack of a better word. You're allergic to alcohol. Oh my goodness. I have heard of other people that have that issue before. Hello. Loretta, drinking wine in the park. That sounds like fun. I assume the weather must be nice. Oh, I'm drinking cider too, Jennifer. Cheers. Cheers to all of you. Thanks for joining. Let me know what questions you have. Sorry we had to switch to Wednesday. I don't have a camera right now, and I obviously can film on my phone. That's what I did for a year before I got my camera, but I don't want to. Let me just put it that way. I don't want to film on my phone. Lauren, have you figured out a project management tool that works for you yet? So I think I'm going to use Asana. I didn't do a ton of detailed research, but I have a friend who also has an account who has an Asana tutorial that she sent me, and it just seems like there's the most resources out there for Asana versus Trello, and those were the top 2 recommended. I know there are a lot of other options, but it just seems like for now, I'm gonna stick with something a little bit more mainstream because it's gonna be easier. I haven't done anything else besides make that decision, so we'll see. Jessica, my camera fell off of the counter at my parents' house, from like the counter onto the floor, and it's a pretty long fall onto tile or whatever it was. I do think it's fixable if I take it to a professional, but obviously right now that's not an option. I can't get anywhere, and I don't know where I would take it. So I don't think it's lost forever. I think eventually it will get fixed, and then I will have 2, but I went ahead and ordered another one because of the situation. So it is what it is. Loretta, I have listened to Taylor Swift's new album once. I listened to it once through. I feel like I don't have any thoughts yet on like my favorite song or anything like that because I haven't listened to it enough, but I want to. I love Taylor Swift. I loved her more when she did country. I love country music, and I've loved Taylor Swift since day one, and I miss country Taylor. I still like it. Don't get me wrong. I still like her music, but I do miss country Taylor. Hi, Kaden. I see you. I see all of your hellos. Megan, how do I like the Best Today guide? I'm really liking it. Some of it feels a little redundant. So half the questions I really like, and I really like that they ask me those questions, both the morning time and the evening time. Half of it though does feel a little bit redundant to somebody who uses a consistent planner. I think if you didn't use a paper planner, consistent planner, it wouldn't feel that way. But if you're here, you probably use a paper planner. So there are things that feel a little bit redundant, like when it asks me to write out like what I'm doing the next day, like my to-do list. I'm like, well, I have that in my planner. I don't need that in this guide. But what I do like is it's upstairs when I'm writing in the evening time. It's upstairs like in the bedroom when I'm writing it. And so my planner isn't nearby. So if there is anything in my head, I can get it onto paper without having my planner, and then I'll just transfer it the next day. So I am liking it. I'm not great, always consistent about using it, but I do like it when I do. Christine, I'm getting the same camera. I just didn't want to have to deal with getting more, new batteries and battery chargers and all the other things that go like with the camera. There's a lot of accessories that go with the cameras. So I figured I would be better off just getting the same one, just because I needed something quickly. Natalie, I have not used my dip nail kit yet. I went ahead and so I talked about this in the vlog, I ordered more of the Dazzle Dry, which is just like a polish that's supposed to be no chip. And I did a new color of that on my nails, but it's not the dip yet. I know it's gonna take me a long time because it's just, it looks like it takes you a long time when you're good at it and you're a professional, let alone a newbie doing it by myself for the first time. So I want to make sure that I can just like relax and take my time with it. Ooh, ice cream, Jennifer, that sounds delicious. Do you have an external mic? I do not have an external mic. I have heard that it does help make things sound better. For my camera, I don't think I need it. I know for my phone it would sound better if I use an external mic, but I've never used one. I also, I did, I guess when we were in New York, I did do a lot of filming outside. I don't do a lot of filming outside normally, and that I think is where a mic really comes in handy. I lost my spot there. When you filled out your first Cultivate What Matters book, did your original goals stick or did they change? Mine have completely morphed into different focuses. So Colleen, the very first time I filled out my power sheets was like 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And I filled them all out in December, and then in February I did a 4.5-year relationship. So my goals also completely shifted, and I just threw it out and I didn't even try for another year or a couple of years. This year's weird. 2020 is all over the place, so don't feel bad if your goals have shifted, and if you have to change focuses, that's okay. And that's one of the reasons I like the quarterly system that I started doing this year, because it allows me to shift at the quarter. Oh, Jen, thank you for the super chat. Super sweet. Okay, and now I lost my spot. Do you wear white liner on the bottom and no mascara? Yes. Well, I use a cream like nude colored liner on my bottom eyeliner. And then normally I do wear a top liner, like just black gel or like a liquid pen on the top. But when I'm doing this, I don't deal with it. That's like my least favorite part of putting on makeup is the liquid eyeliner. So I'll do it for other things, but not for this. Okay. Trying to find another question. How much do I spend on sticker kits a month? How do I budget for it? So I just have a set amount per month that I'm allowed to spend on any planner supplies. And that's going to be different for everybody. I also have accumulated a lot of stickers over the years, just buying over the years. I also try to always buy when there's a sale. I try not to spend full price, because I just know that there's going to be a sale. Like there are all these like collab sales, like they always happen. So I just try to wait for one of those. Oh my gosh, Hannah, if I drank coffee at 5 p.m., I would never go to bed. Linda, I am going to plan on doing cocktails every Tuesday. This week is weird because of the staying an extra night, not getting home till Monday, and then yesterday was like my Monday, and I needed that time at work. I needed to catch up on stuff. But unless I announce differently, which normally I announce on Instagram because that's the best place, I can do it here on YouTube, like on the community tab. I don't know if any of you really ever see that, but just without an announcement, it is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. That's the time. Unless, if it's going to change, I'm going to announce it somewhere else, typically on Instagram. Sorry, I am hiding someone who's making comments. Okay. Jessica asked, do I feel more accomplished on wedding planning since your trip to Austin? I do, kind of. I mean, I do feel like we finally have made some progress. I still have this deep heart-wrenching nervousness that it's not going to happen on the date it's going to happen, and having to ask that question. Like, cancellation policy was always a question I asked, but I just never it would have to be a drastic situation that we would cancel. But now I'm literally asking, what is your rescheduling policy, in complete sincerity, and it sucked. So the cake, good, done, picked a bakery, placed the order, all of that's good. The caterers, we've narrowed it down to 2, but we're still debating between those 2. So we still haven't made a decision. So I do feel more productive, but also I have to make this decision and I don't want to. Megan, thanks for watching the day in the life video. So my favorite Harry Potter book is The Goblet of Fire, and my least favorite is the one that I am currently trying to struggle through, which is The Order of the Phoenix. I'm struggling, but I am determined to finish them before we leave Texas, because I'm reading my physical books from my childhood. They were down here at my parents. And so I'm going to finish them before we leave. So I am liking my iPad. I could review a digital planner. I don't ever see myself using a full digital system. So I don't know if my review of a digital planner would be what's the word for it? I just don't, I don't review teacher planners. I don't feel like I have the experience to review a product that I don't use on a consistent basis. And I don't know that I would ever use a digital planner on a consistent basis. I am liking it so right now, I like it for lists. I like it for goal ideas. I like it, I'm planning out all my workout stuff on there for now. I like having, when I get a PDF from an online course or something, I like having that on my iPad and being able to write on that. That's kind of what I'm using my iPad for right now. But I will keep you guys updated. If there's any specific things you want me to look at digitally, feel free to email me or message me on Instagram, and I can try to take a look at that. But again, I don't know that my opinion is as valuable, given that I'm not going to use it on a regular basis. Okay, trying to get caught up on the questions. Casey, how did you get started into your skincare routine? Did you use any resources or recommendations? That's a good question. I don't really feel like I have a good skincare routine that I keep up with, to be completely honest with you. It looked like it in my day in the life video, because that video is an ideal scenario on top of it, which is not always true. I get a lot of my skincare recommendations from beauty YouTubers that I watch that have similar skin to me. That's where I get my recommendations from. I don't know. My only advice there would be to not do what I did, which is to not buy all the things at once. Do it over time. Start with one product, consistently use that product, and then let yourself buy another product. That would be my only advice there. How am I liking the function of beauty shampoo? Jessie, I like it. I don't know that it's drastically changing my life, but it's lasting me a while, so I don't know. I feel like I'm not ready yet to give a full opinion on it. I do feel like my hair, it feels shinier, but that could also just be it could be a lot of things, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be the shampoo, because I'm in a different place with different water and different, but my hair does feel less frizzy and shinier than it did before I got to Texas. So it could be the shampoo. It's almost your last month in Texas. How has my mental health been? Am I excited to return home? I mean, I'm excited to get home to Charlie, to be honest with you. That is what I'm excited about. I'm not ready to leave here at all. We have still a whole month before we are heading back. But yeah, we're excited to get home to her, and then that's probably it. It doesn't look like we're gonna be back in the office when we thought we would anyway, so we're going home literally just for her. But it's Yeah, I mean, I think my mental health's been good. I think it's been up and down. I think um, things getting worse in the world has not helped because when we came down here, I had this mental state that like, well, we're gonna get back in September and then everything's gonna be back to normal, right? The office is gonna open up, the gym is gonna open, we're gonna get back to our apartment, it's gonna be fine. And like now that that's not what's happening, I'm like, oh geez. So we're trying to figure out like, you know, what's next, right? Like, I don't want to just get back to our 400 square foot apartment and stay there and do nothing. And while things have opened up in New York, they also haven't. Like the gym's not open, the office isn't open, etc. So I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about it. Amy, I'm trying to think if I have a video about my makeup favorites. I think in an old day in the life I talked more about my makeup routine, or there might be a vlog that was a fly somewhere that I talk about them. I'll think about it, and if I can think about it, I'll link it. If not, I'll include it in an upcoming weekly vlog. Victoria, I ordered them. I ordered the 1.0s. I needed more. I'm down to one Sharpie S gel from the original pack that I ordered, and so I was just gonna order the 07s, and then I saw that there were 1.0s, and I was like, well, what do I want? That's why I asked Instagram, and I think I like thick pens, so I ordered them. Rachel, can you do a video on how you film and upload a plan with me? So I don't know that I'll ever do it. I don't know that I'll do a video separately on that, if I'm being completely honest with you. I can talk about it a little bit in a vlog if you would like. I have a video with my 10 tips on starting on YouTube, and in that video, one of my tips is go to the experts. I'm not a YouTube expert. I mean, I've been on YouTube, but there are people whose job it is to give you all of how to do things on YouTube. So that's a much better resource. If in terms of what's different from a plan with me than any other video is just like how your camera is situated, that it's top down. And if you go to my Amazon link, I have the stand that I use to make that possible. Otherwise, it's just I would go watch the YouTube experts. I was going to say the word guru, but I learned recently the meaning behind that and to not use that word anymore in the context of being an expert in something. Just FYI. Whew. How are you feeling about planning a wedding during COVID? I don't like it at all. I don't like it. I don't like not knowing if it's gonna happen. It's just not, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't think we will make a difference with barbecue. I think whichever one we pick is going to be great. It's just, I don't want to pick it. You hated Goblet of Fire. Oh my gosh, no, I love Goblet of Fire. I also did a book report on it when I was in like fourth grade or something ridiculous, and so. Okay, the 6 barbecue places that we tried were Rudy's, Terry Black's, Pokey Joe's, Black's, those are 2 different things, Railroad, and Salt Lake. So I would highly recommend all of them. They were all delicious. Once you get here, you should go to all of them. You're moving to San Antonio though, aren't you? So in San Antonio, you're only going to be able to get Rudy's. Yep, out of that list. The rest of them are all going to be up in Austin. Just FYI. Josette, I'm so glad that you did your power sheets. So excited for you. Okay. Are you still planning on reviewing the Plum Paper Goal Planner? Georgia, I have it. I got it. I ordered it, and it's in my possession. I said originally I was going to wait to order it until we got to New York because I didn't want to have one more thing to pack and take home. But Plum Paper Planner referral credits expire after 30 days. So I had credits that were expiring, so I went ahead and ordered it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I don't necessarily want it to be its own video. It just doesn't feel like that's. I only get one video a week essentially because I do the vlog and the plan with me, and it just doesn't feel like it's worth its own one video. It's a good planner, but I just don't feel like it. So I think I'll either flip through it in a weekly vlog, or what I really want to try and do is find some other goal planners that I can finagle together and do a compiled review. So if you have any other recommendations of companies that make a goal planner, I would love it. Lisa, we loved our engagement session. It was awesome. Our photographer is fantastic. I'm so excited to work with her, and I'm so glad that we did our engagement photos. I love how she already sent me all of them. I haven't had time to go through all of them yet, but she already sent them to me. Okay. How do you avoid giving up on your monthly goals in the middle of the month and stop and wait and get excited for next month's goals? Casey, that's a really great question. I wouldn't say that there are times that I do that. There is definitely, you'll see in the goals video for this month, there's a goal that I just like stopped doing in July and I just didn't do it. What I try to do instead is don't write off all the goals on the paper, right? Now, if you just set one goal, this doesn't really help. But if you set multiple goals in your power sheets, don't give up on all of them. Just say, okay, well, these are the ones that are really not working. So instead of just like writing off July and looking forward to August, I mean, at this point, it's basically August, but I'm assuming your question came earlier in the month. Try to say, okay, I'm gonna write off this one, and I'm gonna focus on this one and this one. And that's kind of what I did this month. And we'll talk about that in the goals video, like which ones I was like, nah, those just aren't happening in July. And I just stopped even like giving myself guilt over it. And then I tried to focus on the other ones. Grid and Plan, they've said the same thing for us too. Unofficially, it's not gonna be any more this year. So Jennifer, the Daily Stoic that I had digitally in my week or my day in life is not the audible version of the book. It's his podcast, which are two different things. So his book is pre-written and has categories and whatnot. His podcast is like a 2 or 3 minute a day podcast, but it's not related to what's in the book. It's something totally different. In fact, most of the time it's way more topical to what's going on right now. He'll reference current events in that podcast. So two totally different topics each day, both from the same guy and based on Stoicism, but two different things. That's a good question. I lost my spot. Goblet of Fire is just too sad. No spoilers. What was the favorite from Rudy's? Well, the brisket at all the places. Okay, you just got to get brisket all the places. At Rudy's, their creamed corn is the best side, but they also have the best potato salad, in my opinion. I also love potato salad. Meg, the cake tasting kits, that's like was probably the best part. Like of the whole thing is that we got to like, if I had to say a silver lining to planning a wedding during COVID, that's it. Cake tasting at home. Yeah, Georgia, I don't know that I would include the power sheets in this video because I have so many videos on the power sheets. This would be like a separate video that's just on goal planners. I just need to find more than the one paper one. Thanks, Kaden. Thanks for being my #1 fan. I miss you. Is there any other planner that I'm looking at? I just got a Golden Coil planner in the mail today that I am obsessed with, and I'm really like, oh, it's beautiful, you guys, beautiful. There's nothing else that I am like outstanding or looking at, but if there's ever anything that you want me to look at, feel free to message me again or email me, and I can try and make that happen. If not, I can give you a recommendation for people who have reviewed it. Kaden, how are your online courses going? It's funny that you asked that because today during lunch I was working on kind of brainstorming my August goals, and so I was updating my calendar and my Google Cal to try and get things organized, and I put working on my online courses every weekend in August just because I need to work on them. And I'm not even making it a goal. I'm not putting it in my power sheets, but I just need to work on them because it's ridiculous how much I spent on them and I'm not even using them. So needless to say, they're not going well. What is my favorite movie of all time? So I don't know about my favorite movie of all time, but some of my top favorites are The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Parent Trap. Those are probably like my top two favorite movies. I obviously love all the Harry Potter movies. Um, I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting that's like, oh, I love this, like one of my favorites, and my mom would probably be better at answering my favorite movies than I am. Ariel, I know you both come from large families. Do you want a lot of children as well? I want a lot of children. Sam is still not on board with a lot of children, so we're still talking about that in terms of how many. I I would love to have all the kids because yes, I mean, part of it is coming from a large family. Part of it is I just want all the kids. What is my natural hair color and how long have I been dyeing it? My natural hair color is just brown. It's just like a mousy brown. And I started doing highlights or like kind of like reddish highlight lowlights in high school. And then when I was 16-ish, 16, I was almost 17. I told my mom that I was liking the red, like highlight lowlights that I was getting in my hair, but I kind of just wish I pulled out like a strand of red and I was like, I kind of just wish it was all this color. And she was like, all right, well, then we can do that. I'm not going to pay for you to go to the salon to get that. If you're just going to do an all over color, well, let's go to the drugstore and pick one. So we went to the drugstore and I'm like scanning. I mean, if you've ever been to that aisle, there's like 100 options. And I picked out a box and went home, dyed it, loved it. And I've been using the same box ever since. So a lot. Isn't the passion planner a goal planner? Is it? Does it have goal stuff at the beginning? I'll look into it. I've never really wanted to review a passion planner because I like a coil and I can never see myself consistently using a planner that doesn't have a coil. I mean, clearly because I went to a store to get one coiled because I needed a coil on it. So that's why I've never been into the passion planner, but I can look into it. I'm just getting them printed with the addresses. That's what we did for the save the date. So they're all already uploaded in the system and I'm just going to order the invites the same way. Ooh, Stacy, she's revamping her Good Morning Good Life planner. Well, the first thing I'd like to see on it is a coil. Again, I need a coil. I didn't even get it, to be honest with you. I didn't buy it because I knew I wouldn't use it consistently. So I would love to see a coil. And then maybe that's probably it. I don't really remember what it looks like because as soon as I saw it without a coil, I was like, forget it. And it didn't necessarily look like it had the greatest paper, but I could be wrong. What stereotypes about New York are not true? Alicia, that's a funny question. I don't know if it's not a stereotype about New York, but New York is a lot of transplants. Like, especially in Manhattan, a lot of people in Manhattan aren't from Manhattan or even from like the greater New York area. And so I think a lot of those stereotypes, whether they're true or not about New Yorkers, a lot of the people that you run into are not New Yorkers. So it's just very different, which that was something that surprised me when I came to New York. Lauren, more monthly for kind of one focus goal. I'm assuming you're talking about the passion planner. Yeah, I don't know. I need a coil. Why can't every planner also come on a coil? That's all I want. That's all I'm asking. All right, it looks like I am all caught up on all of your questions. Unless there was one that I missed, feel free to drop it again. I apologize if that happens. Sometimes I just am trying to keep up. I'm also trying to move quickly so I can see the comments that are in reactions to my what I say. You know what I mean? Because then if I get too behind, then I don't see your reactions, and that's not fun either. So, favorite song right now. Right now? I don't know. My favorite playlist that I go to right now is that Coffee House Covers playlist that I listen to while I work, and then I also listen to it when you're in the car. So one of those, like there's a cover of Seven Nation Army that I really love. There's a cover of Crazy in Love by Beyonce that I love. That's probably my favorite right now. Are you using any part of the Moxie Life for goal planning? Deb, I was at the beginning of the year and then I stopped. And I did a video on how I was going to use both. I have a video on like how I was planning to set it up, and I did it for like January and maybe February, and then that was it. Excuse me, that was it. So no, not right now. I would love to, because the rest of that stuff is great. All that, the rest of the goal setting stuff with the Moxie Life is great, but I have not been using it. Why is the fourth my favorite book, and why is the fifth book my least favorite? So the fourth, I just feel like that's when like it started to like there was just like, it was exciting and there was a lot going on. And there were just a lot more characters that I was excited to meet and get to know. The fifth one was just, I don't know, it was just slow. It just took forever. Like, it was super detailed, like about them cleaning the house. And I mean, it's just, I don't know, it takes forever. And Harry is a grouch and I don't like it. And I don't know, that's just, it's just my least favorite book. Oh my gosh, I love how Jessica and Deanna, you asked the same question back to back. I loved it. I love the Michelle Obama podcast. I can't wait for more. If you have not read her book, Becoming, highly recommend that book. Highly recommend. I want to reread it now that I started listening to the podcast, because she said some things and I was like, oh, I don't really remember that, but I'm sure it's in the book. So now I want to go back and reread that book. I have the hard copy, but it's in New York. But I loved it. Highly recommend. Are you planning to have a father-daughter dance or a wedding party dance? Father-daughter dance, definitely. Wedding party, probably not. I don't even necessarily like the whole wedding party entrance thing, like where they get announced. Like, that part is just weird to me. I don't know. I've never enjoyed it doing it. I've never enjoyed watching it. Like, so I'm not planning to have that part of it. My favorite Hamilton song is probably the Schuyler Sisters. It's my favorite Hamilton song. My brother's school is reopening for in-person school. Yep, 2 weeks. Stacy, I'm not going to do as good of a job explaining it as the person that I saw explain it to me on Instagram, but it is Sanskrit, I believe, for like teacher or expert, and it just has a deeper meaning than what we use it as teacher or expert. I'll try to share what he said on Instagram afterwards, but there was more to it. And so when we use it as guru, because it sounds cool and it does somehow have the same meaning, it's not the same. And so to just use the word expert, if that's what you're talking about. What kind of decor are we doing for our wedding? Jessica, I don't know yet. That part I haven't gotten to. Our venue has a lot of decor, like that they've just accumulated over the years that we can just use, which is one of the reasons we chose them. So I don't have to figure out how to get it down there and deal with all of it. But I haven't started having that conversation with them yet. Have I tried other subscription boxes besides FabFitFun, Ipsy, Simply Gilded, etc.? Mikey, I have. So all the beauty subscription boxes, Ipsy, Birchbox, all those things, I used to get all of them. Allure was the only one that I stuck with for a decent amount of time, because I always thought that those products were like good sizes and worth it. Everything, all the rest of them, I just accumulated way too many small samples that I never used. Simply Gilded, I stopped getting that one as well, because I didn't use all the other products. Like, I didn't want everything besides just the washi. And then some months I didn't even want the washi design. It didn't work for me. I had it for 6 months. I don't know. I had them in all the weekly vlogs last year. I think it was like the first 6 months of 2019. There's really no other subscription box that I like loved enough besides FabFitFun that I keep getting. Although I think I'm going to take a break from FabFitFun after this last one, because I don't know where we may or may not be somewhere in the fall, so I don't want to deal with it, and I couldn't change my address for this last one, and so I do love FabFitFun though. Trying to Deanna, I have not watched The Becoming thing on Netflix. It's on my list of things to watch. We were watching Snowpiercer, and now we are actually watching the Harry Potter movies because I had this intention where I was going to watch after I finished every book, and I didn't. I got behind. So we started the third one last night, and then I fell asleep on the couch naturally. But I need to remember that that is on my list of things to watch. Oh my gosh, Colleen, that's so fun. That's so cool. I didn't know it was up in Albany. That's super cool. I'm all caught up again. Although I say I'm caught up and then you guys drop all the comments. I don't mind hanging out a little bit longer. It's evening, makes it a little bit easier, and I didn't have a plan with me today, so I'm happy to keep chatting. I appreciate all of your fun questions. I'm trying to remember to take sips while this is still a good temperature. It's literally called the Michelle Obama podcast, Josette. Yeah. Stacy, the community planning is coming along. More info, 2 days. So excited. Oh my gosh, so exciting, you guys. I love how when you guys have comments that are the same, like back to back, like Stacy and Kaden, that happened earlier about the Michelle Obama podcast is just so funny. I just love it. Thanks, Lisa. I've said this before too, but the lives, I feel like have also allowed me to get to know you better, and that has been such a light in 2020. Like to have this time, it's been one of my favorite things as well. I really, really love it. It's definitely been one of my favorite things for sure. How do you use multiple planners? Crystal, that's a great question. If you are struggling, I would say go back to one planner to start and get one planner down that you use consistently, and then you can start pulling in the other planners. I think I will also point you towards a video stream. Why is my name, her name is blanking me right now. A pen and paper girl. What is her first name? Oh my gosh. I feel terrible that I can't think of what her name is, but she did a series. It was a 3-video series about setting up your planner. She did this back in June. And one of the things she talks about in those videos, so go watch it, is you have to know what you want to get out of the planner. So what purpose is this planner going to serve? And that's going to help make sure that you're using the right planner and that you're actually using, Tamara, thank you, Tamara. It will help you make sure that you're using the right planner for that purpose. So go watch those videos, and that will help you. Like, she talks about using multiple planners, but you have to think about what you're using each planner for and what purpose is that planner serving. So that I think is really, really helpful. Alicia, I do have a blog. Right now, it's mostly just YouTube videos. Like, they just repost to the blog, so if somebody goes to the website, they can see all the YouTube videos, and I just have them sorted by category. I have a dream about writing more on the blog someday. I have ideas, but I just haven't done it yet. Any tips for going to the beach for a day? Rachel, I think it depends on how long of a day. I say just make sure you pack enough food and ice. And if you're asking like Corona specific, go to one of these beaches where you have to drive up onto the beach and there's not a parking lot. Because if there's a parking lot, it gets super crowded. If it's a drive up beach, well, you have to be 6 feet from the next family because your car is taking up all that space. That's how it is here. So that would be my advice there. Colleen, more of the lives and skip the plan with me. It's super tempting, you guys, because I just feel like the plan with me's right now are like not worth it for me. And so I don't know if they're worth it for you because I don't think that they're worth it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling with the plan with me's. I'm in all full sincerity. Janet, the storm hit while we were in Austin, thankfully. So that was good. My family was down here though, but that was also good because they got to get the house all prepared for the storm. And then they drove back up to San Antonio, and then because the power went out, the neighbors told us that the power was out. We actually went from Austin, we went to San Antonio for a night to be with my family until the power came back on, and then we came down. Megan, do I have a preference between matte and vinyl? So I prefer removability. That would be my number one priority when it comes to stickers, is my ability to move them around. Typically, vinyl stickers move better than matte stickers. Matte stickers, it's really hard to have them be removable and have the ink look pretty. It's really tough. I prefer matte in terms of what pens I'm allowed to use. Like, I like my matte sticker pens better than my vinyl sticker pens, but I like removability over all else. That's a lot about stickers. Jessica, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. That's super sweet. Oh, Kaden, the content planner workshop, highly recommend. I think you have 20 minutes left to sign up if you are interested in doing the content planner workshop. I would highly recommend. I do think she is planning to do a go at your own pace workshop once she's done with the live ones. The last live one is tomorrow though, and highly, highly recommend. Lauren, oh, I love that. I don't know if I've seen that from her. I feel like I watch all her videos, so I haven't seen that, but I do like that, where you set an intention for each planner. Megan, a plan with me for the day. That's an option, because I am using my daily planner. I'm trying to think how annoying it would be if I left the stand out for a week and did a plan with me every day for a week in my daily planner. I don't know how annoying that would be for me or for Sam. Thank you for sharing, Deb. I appreciate any of your opinions. Yeah, Tina, I know. I don't know. But people love the plan with me's. They love the plan with me's, and I do think they still provide value, even though I'm not looking at it. But don't get me wrong, I like having it documented too. I like going back and being able to look back on everything, and I love the act of putting down stickers. I just don't know. I did see the Wall Street Journal article. Super cool. This is the second Wall Street Journal article that they've done on planning. They did one back, I don't remember when, but Jeanette, my friend Jeanette from Walter Planners, was quoted in that last one. And so it's exciting to see this new one. Yeah, with Kristen, Chevy, Ryan from A Man with a Plans, Kane from Printpression, like so many fun planner friends were quoted. Super fun. Yeah, Megan, I know. It's the daily plan with me is hard because I literally do it the day before. But maybe we'll figure something out. So many things to figure out. All right, I'm all caught up again. And it's been about 45 minutes. So if you don't have any last minute questions, then I'm gonna ask you a question. What is one thing that you are doing this week to help make progress on your goals? And that one thing can be setting your August goals. That's my thing. That's my one thing this week, is working on my August goals and getting them all finalized and in my planner. That's just a big piece of it. You can set goals all day long, but until they are in your schedule and somewhere that you will check in with them, it's super hard. It's super hard to actually accomplish them. But if there's anything else you're doing fun towards your goals, let me know. Alicia, that's true. So many other people do plan with me's too. Oh, Tina, that's fun that your parents are coming to visit. I'm excited that you get to see them. I know it's tough right now. People deciding if they're going to see family, how are they seeing family? It's tough. It's super tough. Deciding on August goals, your graduate prospectus, that's exciting, Megan. Your August goals. Ooh, a new mentor, that's exciting, Monica. Weekly goals, self-reflect. Apply for a promotion, Mikey. Fingers crossed. Sending you all the promotion vibes. I'm starting Shantae Grant's Clean One Room to Help Declutter. Oh, that's fun, Stacy. Is that part of her new program? I've been debating signing that up, but like we talked about earlier, I'm signed up for so many online classes that I don't actually complete. So my goals revolve around budgeting. That's good, Jesse. Checking in with your budget every single day. I know a lot of people have asked to do budget videos. I just don't know that that's my area of expertise. If you want budgeting, go to Shea Budgets. That's my advice for budgeting things. Putting your planner next to you, working on your power sheets. Eek. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, I'm glad that you cleaned while you were watching. That's a great use of time. And counterintuitive with this 5 p.m. coffee. Yeah. Sleep is something I've wanted to try and work on as well. Not necessarily the amount, but the quality. And I've seen some people where they track their sleep. If anybody does that, I would love more information about what tools you use and how you look at it. Because there's a difference between the time that I turn off all the lights and the time that I get out of bed. So, but knowing exactly how much sleep I got and how good it was. And I know I can use my Apple Watch, but I charge my Apple Watch overnight, so I'm not quite sure how to figure that out. But that's one of my things. Use your Fitbit. Yeah, the Fitbit battery lasts a lot longer than the Apple Watch. But what I can do is, I could, if I remember, is when I sit down on the couch to watch TV, I could put my Apple Watch on the charger. That way, when I'm ready for bed, it's all charged up. Oh, look at all these Fitbits. Working from home has been hard on my activity level. Me too, Megan. I used to get so many steps just from commuting, and now I get none. So that's tough. I'm distracted by people kayaking next to me. Oh my gosh, look at all these people in their Fitbits. All right, that sounds like that might be my next step. But I appreciate all of you so much. Before you head out, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you are new here, please click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planning.